Hello friends, I'm Parvez and this is our 10th video in PyQt5 GUI Development. So in this video we're going to learn that how you can create a checkbox in PyQt5. So now there are two ways that you can create your checkboxes. So the first way is that you can use Qt Designer, and in the second way you can use coding. So first we're going to learn that how you can design your main application using Qt Designer. So I'm going to use I have already opened my Qt Designer, so you can just in your terminal you can write PyQt5 Designer, and after opening of the Qt Designer you need to choose empty templates. So I'm going to use dialog without buttons, and you can see there are different dialogs that you can use. So I'm using dialog without buttons. After that, click on the create. So now we have created our window. The first thing we need to just change the title of the window. So you can just do it from here, and we can just use window name. Yeah, this is, and I'm going to just say PyQt5 Qcheckboxes. So now the first thing we need to add a vertical layout in here. I'm going to just add a vertical layout because I want to use layout management and align my widgets in different layouts. So after adding the vertical layout, now we need to add a label in here. I'm going to just come down and choose label. So after choosing the label, now we need to add a horizontal layout at the bottom. Now in the horizontal layout we are going to create a label, and also we need to add another layout in here, that's vertical layout, because I want to add my three checkboxes in the vertical layout. So first add a label, and after adding label we need to add a vertical layout. So let me just add in here. Okay, now done in the vertical layout. Now let's add our checkboxes. So this is our first checkbox, and this is the second checkbox, and this is the third checkbox. And also we need to add another label in our main VBox layout. So you can see in the main VBox layout, it's the main container for all layouts and widgets. So we need to add another label in here. So I'm going to just choose label, and from here we can just add it in here. So it's at the top, we need to bring this in at the bottom. So if we can, so let me remove this and let me just drag a label. Okay, now this is our another label. So let's now change the text and titles. So first, from the first also you need to choose your main window, and you need to add a vertical layout for this, like this. Okay, now in here I'm going to just write for example regular tuna price 20, and for the text label I'm going to just say select extra. And in the checkboxes, so I'm going to just give it pizza and give it a price, for example 3, and you need to just add some items in here. Okay, now also this is our result. So first let me just change the object name for this label result, and also we need to change these to the object names. So it is pizza, and this is Okay, let me just add a size for this. From the text we are going to just use 12 bold, or we can say 14 bold, and for the result we need to add 12 bold. And also I'm going to remove the text. Okay, now we need to save this. We are going to save this because we want to convert our this UI file into Python file. File, save, and we can just say checkbox.ui. Okay, now we need to copy our UI file in the scripts folder. So you can do it manually, but if you're using PyCharm ID, you can see this is the location of my Python is installed, and we are going to just go to Python 3.7, and from here I want to choose scripts, and because we're using PyQt5 module for converting our UI file into Python, now the PyQt5 module is located in the scripts folder. So this is in here. You can just copy your UI file in here like this, and this is my UI file. Now in here you can just open your terminal. You can just say open in terminal, and this is my terminal. Now in here we can just say PyQt5, and you need to add your UI file name, so it is checkbox.ui. This is my output. Now we need to give a name for the output. So for example, I'm going to just give it checkbox example.py. Now it's converted, and we need to just find this file. So the conversion file is in the scripts folder, so you can see checkbox example. Now we can just cut this and paste this in our working directory. So let me just paste this, and now you can see we have checkbox example. Now if I run this, okay, now you can see that this is our design, and you can make it smaller because we have used layout management, and you can see and you can select multiple items in the checkbox. Okay, now there is a signal of state changed in checkboxes that we are going to use. So I want, when we choose one of the items, or we want multiple items, we are going to change the text of the label, and we want to add to this price, to the price of tuna. So for doing this, we need to just create another method in here. I'm going to just call it diff checked item. I'm going to just create a price, main price 20, and now we're going to check that if self dot checked pizza dot is checked, so if this is the case, we are going to just say add price plus 3. So if you see design, it is 3. And after that, I'm going to just check if self dot checked salad dot is checked. We are going to add price plus 4. Now we need to do this for another one. Let me just copy this, and this is price 5. And now we need to change our label. So self dot it was label result dot set text, and we can just say total price is dot format, and we are going to add our price in here. Now we need to connect this with the 3 checkboxes. So now we need to just start from checkbox pizza, and in here we can just say self.checkbox dot state changed dot connect self dot checked item. Let me copy this. So let me just add it in here also in this section. And this is the last checkbox. Okay, now we are going to run this. Okay, now if I select pizza, you can see now the main price is 20 and it became 23. And if I choose the sausage, and you can see it became 28, and I can uncheck this, I can add another item, and I can uncheck this. So like this you can work with checkboxes using Qt Designer. Alright guys, now let's create another example of QCheckBoxes using coding. So for this I have already created a new Python file, and this is my just simple window code, and I'm extending from QDialog, my geometry, title, window icon, and if I run this you can see that I have a nice simple window. Now first we need to add some items in classes. So we need QHbox layout, we need a QVbox layout, also we need a QLabel with QCheckBox. Now in here we need to just create a new method. I'm going to just call it div create checkbox. First we need to create a horizontal box layout, so I'm going to just call it hbox QHbox layout. Now we need to create our checkboxes, so check 1, and it is QCheckBox. You can just give a name for this. I'm going to just football. So self.check1 dot set icon. I'm going to also add icon for the checkbox. So now you need to add icon in here. Q icon. We also need Q font, and from PyQt5 Qt core we need to import Q size. So we can say Q icon, and in here we need to add our icon. It is football.png. You can say self.check1.set icon size. So first let me just show you that how it's looking. Now in here we need to call our self.create hbox, and after this we need to just add this checkbox in our, so add widget, and we are going to add our self.check1. So for right now I'm going to just say self.set layout for my, or I need to just create a label in here, so label QLabel hello, and before label let me just create a VBox layout, QVbox layout, because I want to add my label in the VBox layout, and also I'm going to add this edge box with the 3 items in the VBox layout. So now we can say vbox.add widget, and I want to add my label, not lambda. Also I need to just make it self.label, and we can say vbox.add layout, and we want to add our edge box layout, and at the end we need to just set our main window layout to the VBox layout. And now let me just run this. Okay, now you can see we have our checkbox in here, and also we have our text. Also I'm going to just change this to 100 or 200. Now we can set icon size, so self.check1 dot set icon size q, or sorry, it is set icon size q size, and it should be 40 by 40, and we can set the font. So for the checkbox, set font q font, and you can just add the font in here. Okay, so now we need to check this. Okay, now it's looking better. Also let me just add this font size for the label, make it 15. So check this, change this to label. Okay, now you can see we have changed the text. So now we need 2 more checkboxes, and I'm going to just copy and paste this. Check 2, check 2, check 2, check 2. This is cricket.png, and check 2. This is check 3, check 3, check 3, and tennis.png. Okay, now if you see, we have 3 checkboxes, and you can see 3 checkboxes in here. So now we need to add some functionalities for this. Also there is another signal for the radio buttons, for the checkboxes, sorry, that's called toggled. So in here we are going to use a toggled signal. In the previous part we have used state changed, and now we use toggled. I'm going to create a new function in here, def selected. So I'm going to just create an empty variable value. So first I'm going to check that if self.check1 is checked, we are going to just say value self dot checked1 dot text. So using this text we are going to get the value or the text from the checkboxes, and we're storing that in the value variable. So we need to do the same for the 2 more checkboxes, check 2, and this is for check 3, and at the end we need to just set this value to the label. So we can in here say self.label dot set text, and you have selected value, and now we need to just connect this. self.check1 dot toggled dot connect with the self dot item selected, and we need to just copy this and paste it in here. So this is for checkbox 2, and also this is for checkbox 3, and we are done. You can run this. You can see you have selected football, and so you can uncheck, and so like this you can work with QCheckBoxes. You can, if you want the source code, you can just get the source code from my website geekscholars.com.